Please welcome Kamala Harris!
You lying, scamming heifer! They ought to walk you out in handcuffs. They've been trying to call your phone, Miss Winfrey, and you ain't been picking up. They want their money back. They want their money back. All y'all ought to be prosecuted, thrown in jail, slammer yard. Unbelievable. You remember that brutal reality check, Miss Winfrey? And we know about you. Want to be VP? You was making key lime pie down in Mar-a-Lago, rubbing Trump all on his shoulders, giving him hugs, telling him you love him. We know, Miss Winfrey. We know. Don't act like them patriots don't know, Miss Winfrey. And they still is trying to get in touch with you. I heard they called you yesterday on the weekend, and they still can't get in touch with you. They not even calling during business hours. They calling on the weekend, trying to get their money back, Miss Winfrey. You riding around in your Range Rover.
On the way here, when I was coming through the airport, black man stopped me and he said, I guess he knew I was coming here for something like this. And he goes, well, I'm just tell you, I'm voting for Trump. And so I've heard that from several people.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Welcome back. President Trump is accusing Democrats of leaking that low-confidence intelligence report regarding the damage done to Iran's nuclear facilities. We heard from the defense secretary, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who both told us the damage done was severe. The president posted on Truth Social, they should all be prosecuted, the people who leaked it. The Wall Street Journal out with a new op-ed today. Kim Strassel writes, Trump bombs the leak machine. Kim writes about how Trump's initial
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our We will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I know this doesn't surprise you guys. Let's go and jump in.
Meanwhile, Libby, the president apparently still has his opponent from last November very much in his sights. What did Trump just have to say about Kamala Harris on social media?
That's right, Natasha. The president on social media tonight repeating his past call for former Vice President Kamala Harris, Oprah, Al Sharpton, and Beyonce all to be prosecuted.
Thought they could bring Beyonce out and turn Texas purple. They thought Texas was going to turn blue. Oprah, pick up the phone. They've been calling. They go straight to voicemail. Straight to voicemail. You riding around in your Range Rover. Pick up the phone, Oprah. They want their money back. Billions of dollars, huh? Y'all couldn't get Beyonce to sing at the concert. Thought y'all could turn Texas purple. Thought y'all could turn my state purple and blue. We with you, DJ T. We with you. Yeah, buddy. We advocating for it. Yeah. Billions of dollars. Paid actors. Hollywood. Thought y'all could. Well, I tell you, man. And think that we the people care what a celebrity or what. So, man, look, I'm trying to be a good person. I'm trying to do good. They told me to relax. They say, Rick, sir, calm down. Watch your language. You know, you're all right, Rick. So I'm gonna be cool, family. But y'all already know how I feel about this. Y'all see me do so. I think I've dropped at least 200-300 shows, videos on this specific on this topic, and I covered this so much during the campaign last year. You know, this past election. You know, and I called all this corruption out. I called these crooks out, you know, and you guys as well. The woman didn't know what the hell she was saying. Word salads, drunk as hell, passed out. Every time we seen her repeating the same crap. Then they send some celebrity out there. People twerking at a presidential rally, twerking their booty. They got the rappers up there saying no gun violence, and all their songs is all about guns. And I can't say that, but let's continue.
Coming on social media, the president claiming Harris paid for endorsements, going on to say, quote, "Can you imagine what would happen if politicians started paying for people to endorse them? All hell would break out." That is the president's message tonight. And this call from the president comes after he also called for former President Obama to be prosecuted and accused him of treason for his alleged involvement in intelligence alterations regarding Russia's alleged interference in the 2016 election. That's something the president has been drawing a lot of attention to, and as well as his administration, his director of national intelligence too. And Trump noted on Friday that actually Obama would likely have presidential immunity against any of these charges because of the Supreme Court ruling, of course, adding that Obama, quote, owes him for that decision. Right now, there's no formal investigation currently opened into either of these matters that the president has been drawing attention to. This latest, of course, being his former person he was running against in this past election, former Vice President Kamala Harris. Natasha.
All right, Libby Dean live at the White House with that. Thank you.
This is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and former Vice President Kamala Harris better get an attorney, and she better get one fast. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, to grow. Former Vice President Kamala Harris is on the short list of people that President Donald Trump believes should be prosecuted, and for various reasons. One of them is, he says, campaign finance violations. He called out Beyonce. He called out Al Sharpton. He called out...
I'm really glad President Trump is, again, not back. It's still pushing for this, still spreading light. I really am, man. Because I know we've all been talking about this, and I've mentioned this in a lot of previous shows, previous videos these last couple of months. We just talked about this all last week. And I know I make jokes about Oprah Winfrey and, but them jokes is truth. When I make jokes about Beyonce and them trying to turn Texas purple and blue when they came down here and had that rally in Texas, literally it was like 20 minutes from me. And I make these jokes, but it was truth in those jokes, man. And I know y'all come here and laugh and have a good time with me, but it's truth, man. So much corruption, so much election interference. And thought y'all could roll out celebrities to talk to people. Like we care about what this person, like we care about the $1 billion celebrity. And again, the term celebrity, y'all know how I feel about it. We all bleed the same, man. I'm just like you. Maybe you might be able to jump a little higher and probably make a better song than me. But hey, people worship these people like they're like some kind of god or something. Especially these liberals. Oh, Beyonce, oh my God, oh, Oprah, oh, shipping me timbers, like, man. And then want to care about what so much endorsement, That's what I'll tell you. And this is where the Democrat Party has gotten. And this is why the people said no. This is why the people rejected it quickly. Y'all see how many people was posting and saying, why do they have celebrities talking to us so much? Why do they think we care about what a celebrity... we don't care. Keep making your movies. Keep doing this. I think a lot of y'all stay out of politics. And then they sit up there for an interview. They edit out the interview. And then she went and said with other people on their podcasts and stuff. And it was so bad, they didn't even release the podcast. They didn't even release the show or upload it and publish it. Because it was that bad. They knew she wasn't competent. They knew she wasn't qualified. They knew she wasn't ready. No primary, nothing. I tell you, the way they ran this thing, Democrats, people need to be walked out with their hands behind their back. Simple. And then y'all walk granddaddy around and plug the machine up into the wall. And then try to call us stupid. It's a cheap fake. It's a deep fake. What we're seeing isn't real. And then ran your smear campaigns and can't beat your political opponent fair and square. We got to see mug shots, all kind of stuff. People said he did this, he did that. Then they don't even know when he did it. What year did it happen? I don't know. But he did it. What? Got the raid his home. I tell you, man. People need to be held accountable. I ain't lying.
Kinds of people saying, them getting paid to do performances for her, paid to endorse her, is a campaign finance violation. But he also talked about, and they also talked about the leaking of that Iranian information. Remember that report that said the Iranian nuclear program wasn't that damaged? And it came out just like a few days after the strikes, when that report would
We
be
talked
so
about this.
preliminary, it's not even worth looking at.
We talked about this.
Who leaked that? Apparently there is some thought that somebody related to or connected to Harris and the Democrats actually leaked that report. Now, we don't know. This is wild speculation. But for President Trump to say it, and for this man I'm about to show you, you'll remember him. For him to say it, it's definitely worth looking into. I want you to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Welcome back. President Trump is accusing Democrats of leaking that low-confidence intelligence report regarding the damage done to Iran's nuclear facilities. We heard from the defense secretary, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who both told us the damage done was severe. The president posted on Truth Social, they should all be prosecuted, the people who leaked it. The Wall Street Journal out with a new op-ed today. Kim Strassel writes, Trump bombs the leak machine. Kim writes about how Trump's initial presidency, the first term, was hobbled by partisan leaks. Joining me right now is a man who was part of that administration, the former Secretary of State, former CIA Director, Mike Pompeo. Mr. Secretary, always great to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, Maria. It's great to be with you as well.
I want to get your take on the damage done. But first, give us your assessment of the leak of a report. Literally, it's called low confidence report, I guess, for a reason. But, I mean, it came out literally 24 hours after the Iran way, so soon after the strikes.
Maria, whoever leaked this ought to be fully prosecuted, just as others have said before. I think that's absolutely true. You cannot have this inside your government. For functioning executive branch to perform its operations, it needs to be able to protect information and produce it only when it makes sense for the American people to know. As for what they would have known, they would have had very, very limited information, very preliminary information. And for that reason, they would have said, hey, this is low confidence. This is single source, perhaps. This is just one of our dozen plus agencies. And the person who leaked this did this with great intention. They were trying to undermine the truth. The truth is that the Iranian program and, frankly, Iran's power in the region has been greatly undermined over the past weeks. And this was someone who wanted to undo what President Trump had achieved by sending out a counter-narrative at a very critical time.
I mean, it's really dangerous to have the media write on something like
Not looking good for Democrats and Kamala. And we finna jump into her announcement she just had a couple of hours ago. She's back. I don't know who's giving the advice, who's calling the shots, and that woman need to go sit. I'm telling you, don't need to just go back in the house, close the door. Just don't come back out. You know, when we seen this past election, y'all came out there with these celebrity. Y'all came out there lying. Don't want to tell nobody the truth. Think we care about a celebrity. You know, people paid off. You know, don't know what's going on. Don't know how to spell the economy. Don't know what a border is. They said you're supposed to be over there. You was in the room laughing. Last one in the room, pissed drunk, passed out drunk. You know, repeating the same thing and then try to throw a word in there that try to make it sound a little bit better. But you repeated the same thing. Word salads. Just a show. You know, it's over, man. The people know what it is. You could run right now again, and it'll still be a landslide. See, I'm advocating for y'all, but to be walked out, prosecuted, made an example out of. You know, and it's a disgrace. Election interference, people, the DC, CBS, all them paying and settling right now with President Trump because they know they did wrong by the people. You know, y'all knew she was incompetent. I tell you, man, a disgrace. But let me know what y'all think. You know, they still trying to get Miss Winfrey on the phone. They stopped calling during business hours, and now they calling her on the weekend. She still won't pick up the phone. You know. Maybe next time Beyonce show up with Jay-Z, y'all throw another concert. Maybe y'all can turn Texas purple or, you know, blue. Maybe. No, it's not happening. Y'all can get all your celebrities and everybody come out and sing and dance and throw the basketball in the rim, but it ain't gonna work. The people are not stupid. And people want y'all held accountable. Simple. I love y'all. God bless y'all and your family. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Yay!